I'm excited to announce the opening of a new Facebook community for the Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life podcast. And this is to get a group of like minded individuals to get together, to push themselves, to actually hold each other accountable, and to level up their lives. I talk about making a positive impact in the world, and this is how I'm hoping to do that. So, if you're interested in joining, jump on Facebook, look for Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life, and see if you can join the group. Otherwise, drop me a DM on Instagram at just.live.coaching and I'll send you the link. How many times have you put up barriers with people, and then when they've said something, they've caused you to actually break those barriers down from the inside? Welcome to Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. This is a podcast that empowers you to take back control of your life, to unlock your full potential, and to help you become the best version of yourself. I'm Sand, and today we're talking about why we allow others to make us break down our own mental barriers that we've put up. How many times has that happened to you when you're trying to protect yourself? You're putting up these mental barriers against someone because of something they've done or things you've heard, or just for your own well-being. You've put up these mental barriers, and then they'll say something or do something which will then make you doubt yourself. It'll make you question whether you've done the right thing, and then slowly those barriers break from within. They actually break from the inside because you're there questioning whether you've done the right thing to put them up. And then maybe a bit later, you are in conversation with this person you put up the barriers with, and they do something that actually shows you why you put them up in the first place. But at that point, it's too late. You've already been hurt. You've already been affected. You've already had something happen to you. Mental barriers are just these invisible walls that we construct within ourselves, and we build them for a whole different variety of reasons. And so 3 of the biggest ones is 1, past wounds, because the scars of yesterday, they can create mental barriers. You know the saying, once bitten, twice shy. We shield ourselves from just potential pain, and by barricading our minds and shutting ourselves off to certain people in certain ways because we're afraid that they're going to do something to hurt us. We don't know whether it's mentally, physically, or what, but we just get that feeling that they're going to hurt us. And so we'll shut off and put up a barrier for that part of our mind, for that part of us. Another one is we're afraid of failure because we build these mental barriers because of the fear of it, and we're afraid to stumble. So we build these walls to avoid that fall. So we kind of protect ourselves. And again, this mental barrier of fearing failure will actually cause us to not take action. So, and this is one of the most common fears, and it actually affects over half the population, that fear of failure. And the other biggest mental barrier that we have is our comfort zone. Again, I talk about it a lot is because it's such a big thing, and it's one of the biggest things that I had to overcome when I started my journey, because our comfort zone is safe, it's secure, but it can also be a cage. So what we do though is we construct a mental barrier to keep ourselves within it. It means that we then only take action which is congruent with staying within this space. There's this thing stopping us. There's this mental barrier stopping us from taking action that will push us out of our comfort zone, push us into the area of growth. And so when we built these barriers, others may try to kind of exploit them or just make us drop these barriers because they may not like it. They may feel like they're being left out. They may feel that we're not acting in a way that they believe we should be. And so these people, they may try and break them down. Yeah. So when they do that, they can do it by numerous ways. Criticism, they'll criticize what we're doing. They'll criticize, oh, yeah, you're not doing this. And this can be in a form of, say, peer pressure, where they try and chip away at the sturdy walls that you've built up, the ones that you know, yeah, I'm not going to go past these limits because that's not in line with my values. So people may criticize that because it's not what they value. The next thing they may do is actually, they may compare you to someone. And although this doesn't sound bad, like they're doing it from the outside, but what happens is when they compare you, what you'll find is in your mind actually goes to comparing yourself as well. And so then you'll start questioning, oh, well, if this person is doing something, why aren't I doing this? And then you start falling into that black hole and following other people's examples and other people's actions because you believe just because they're doing it, you should do it too. Which again, you had put those mental barriers up for a reason. And so that's a major issue, because then you're then not acting in line with your values, with what you believe, and with your ethics. And then people may say something that just undermines your confidence. And again, it's one of those things where they don't need to do much. They can just put that little zinger out there and just let your mind go to work, where they start planting seeds of self-doubt, and then you allow your mental being, your mental well-being to waver because they've said one thing and you're worried that, oh, it might be true. And so when other people attempt to manipulate us into lowering our mental barriers, what it means for us is that we actually, our stress increases, because that just overwhelming feeling of doubt, criticism, it increases our stress levels and it triggers the release of cortisol in our body. Yeah, the cortisol is our stress hormone. So as we start to doubt and criticize ourselves, we actually start to become more stressed, and that can cause a load of health issues for us. It erodes our self-esteem again when we feel that these people are criticizing us and taking digs at us. They may not even have to say anything, it could just be a look. And that's what happened to someone I was talking to recently. They said they had built up these barriers, but when someone looked at them in a certain way, it made them question themselves. And then you start questioning your abilities, your worth, and the very foundation of those mental barriers, thinking, actually, am I doing the right thing? So then your self-esteem takes a hit. And then finally, when you're being manipulated, you actually lose clarity of what's important to you, because that murky mist, it just doubts cloud our judgment. Our clear path is actually become all foggy. We then don't know what we're doing, where we're going, in what direction we're moving in. So if you want to safeguard your mind, start doing things like, rather than just sitting there and letting these overwhelming feelings destroy your mental barriers you've built, start doing things like remind yourself of your strengths and your achievements. Remember, counteract that negativity with positivity. Yeah, when you realize that actually I've done this for a reason, I'm strong, I can get through this. When you start telling yourself that, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that every morning and every night. Look yourself deep in your eyes, where you can get right into that subconscious mind of yours, and you tell yourself why you're so strong. Remind yourself of your strengths. Remind yourself of why you're doing what you're doing. Surround yourself with positivity. When you actually surround yourself with a supportive circle, surrounding yourself with the uplifting individuals, it reinforces your mental defenses. Because if you've got those people who are going to influence you negatively, if you surround yourself with more positivity, you're less likely to actually fall into the trap and get actually beaten by that negativity, because you've got so much positivity around you. You're actually going to find that it's easier and it takes a lot less energy to stay positive than it does to be negative. And again, you've put up these mental barriers. Make sure that you've established clear boundaries with these people. Know when to accept constructive criticism, when to filter it out, when you should actually take on board what people are saying. When you set those healthy boundaries, it means that you lower your stress levels and actually have better mental health. One of the biggest things, as I always say, practice your mindfulness, practice meditation and mindfulness, because you'll cultivate that mental resilience and it'll make the barriers that you put up more robust. It'll be harder for those people to break down. It'll be harder for those people to get into your mind and make you doubt whether you're a good person, whether you're a good parent, a good friend, a good husband. When you start to build these mental barriers, you need to know that they're reinforced. So make sure that you do these 4 things. You say those positive things to yourself. You surround yourself with positive people who are going to keep you strong when people are trying to fill you with negativity. Make sure you set those boundaries with the people around you who are actually trying to break down your barriers, and practice mindfulness to actually cultivate your mental resilience. Remember, your mental barriers are your shield to protect the treasures within your mind. So if you start to make sure that those barriers are as robust as they can be, you'll actually have a much better time. You'll be able to look after your mental well-being a lot easier than if you don't. So I hope you got something from it. Thank you for joining me today. If you did get something from it, please let me know. Leave a comment. My mission is just to make a positive impact on this world, and I sincerely hope you can help me do that by liking, by following, and sharing this podcast with others. Remember, your mindset, it shapes your reality. When you master it, you'll master your life. Thank you.